Hello and welcome. My name is Savannah and today I will be guiding you through a short yoga class to build strength throughout your entire body. This class is suitable for all levels, and if you enjoy it, please hit that subscribe button. That way you won't miss out on any of the other yoga classes that I will be sharing here on my channel. You can also give this video the thumbs up, and you can also leave a comment letting me know what you thought of this class. Let's begin lying down on our backs. Feet can go towards the top two corners of your mat, legs long, arms long next to your body. Allow your entire body to soften down onto your mat. Let's take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Begin to inhale and exhale through your nose. Full breaths in and full breaths out. Begin to bring some movement now into your body, wiggling fingers and toes, rotating wrists and ankles. Eventually, bringing your feet in towards your hips, planting the feet down onto the mat. Feet are about hip distance apart, arms long next to your body. Plant firmly down into your feet. Inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, we'll stay right here for about 5 breaths. Full inhales and complete breaths out. Engage your hamstrings, the backs of your thighs and your glutes and your hips to lift yourself up higher in your bridge pose. We'll be here for a little bit longer. One final breath right here. Take your time to lower yourself all the way back down to the ground. Keep your left foot planted down just where it is and reach your right leg straight up towards the sky or the ceiling. If you prefer, you can have your right leg bent. Press into your left foot and lift your hips up off of the ground, grounding down into the left foot, lifting the hips up higher for your single leg bridge pose. If you have your right leg bent, maybe here you try to straighten it if that feels okay for your hamstring. One more full inhale and a full breath out. Lower your hips down. Bring the right foot down to the mat. Left leg will lift up towards the ceiling. Ground down into your right foot to lift yourself up into your single leg bridge pose. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. 2 more just like that. Big breath in. Big breath out. A final breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Take your time to lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Release your left foot down to the mat. Bring your feet to the edges of your mat. Knees are still bent, and allow your knees to knock in towards one another. We'll take just a couple of breaths here. Good. From here, bring your knees into your chest. Grab onto your hamstrings, the backs of your thighs, and start to rock back and forth along the length of your spine, forward and back. And we're going to land in boat pose. So legs will be out in front, balancing here on our sit bones. The hands can stay on the legs, or you can reach the arms out in front. Legs can be bent, or legs can be straight. But wherever you are, lift your chest up. Stay nice and tall through your spine. We'll stay here for a little bit longer, full breaths in, and then full breaths out here in our boat pose, Navasana. One more breath right here. Good, bring your feet down onto the mat and just come forward into a tabletop position. Bring your hands a little bit farther out in front of you in your tabletop. Fingers are spread nice and far apart. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Drop your left heel down to the mat. Keep your right heel lifted up. Right leg is nice and bent. Switch it over to the other side. Right heel will drop down. Left heel is lifted. Left leg is nice and bent. Moving through that a few more times on each side. Shift forward to plank pose, shoulders over top of your wrists. Nice long line from the crown of your head all the way back to the heels of your feet. Coming into side plank on the right side. So the right hand will stay down, rolling over towards the outside of the right foot. Left foot can be on top of the right foot, or your feet can be staggered. Left arm will reach up towards the ceiling. Lift your hips up a little bit more. One more breath here in your side plank. Good, release your left hand down. Send your hips back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out here, find some movement. Walk your hands back to your feet at the back of your mat. Once you're there, bring your hands onto your shins. Find a halfway lift. Reach your heart forward. Send your hips back. If you would like a little bit more of a challenge here, you can reach your arms out into a T. Release down into a forward fold. Let the head be heavy. Then plant your hands down to the mat and walk yourself out into a plank pose. We're coming into side plank on the left side. So left hand will stay down on the mat, roll over towards the outside of the left foot. Right arm lifts up. Right foot can be on top of the left foot, or your feet can be staggered. So the right foot can be in front of the left foot. Continue to lift your hips up a little bit more. One more breath here. Bring your right hand back down to the mat for plank pose, and then downward facing dog. Step your right foot through in between your hands, top of the mat. Bring your hands together at heart center and hover your chest low over your right thigh. Find a nice long line through your body from the crown of your head to your left heel. From here, open up into your warrior two. Your left foot will be parallel to the back edge of your mat. Right leg is nice and bent. The knee is over top of your ankle. Your arms reach out to the front and the back of your space. From here, bring the right forearm onto the right thigh. Left arm reaches forward towards the front of your space. If you would like to, you can also bring your right hand onto a block or onto the mat, to the inside or the outside of your right foot. One more breath here in your side angle. Bring your hands together at heart center and step up to the top of your mat, coming into your chair pose. Feet are together with a small space between your heels. Hips sit low, arms reach up high. Keep your chest lifted here. Can you sit your hips a little bit lower towards the ground? One more breath. Moving straight to the second side from here, hands together at heart center. Take a big step back with your right foot. Hover your chest over your left thigh. We're just here for one more big breath. From here, open up into your warrior two. The right foot is parallel to the back edge of your mat. Your left leg is nice and bent. The knee is over top of the ankle. And your arms reach out to the front and the back of your space. Good. From here, bring the left forearm onto the left thigh. Reach your right arm overhead towards the front of our space. If you prefer, you can bring the left hand onto a block or onto the mat to the inside or to the outside of your left foot. One more breath. Keep reaching your right fingers farther out in front of you and grounding your right foot down onto the mat. Bring your hands together at heart center. Take a big step up to the front of your mat. Feet are together with a small space between your heels. Hips sit low, arms reach up high for your chair pose. One more breath here. Take an inhale here. And then exhale to fold down over your legs. Legs can straighten. You can have as much of a bend in your legs as you like. Bring your hands onto your shins. Lengthen out through your spine, halfway lift option to reach your arms out into a T. The knees can be bent here if you like. The legs don't have to be completely straight. Good, release down, find your forward fold.
Plant your hands firmly down onto the mat. Step back into your downward facing dog. Hips lift up and back. You can pedal it out through the legs. The knees can be as bent as you like. Find your downward facing dog. Drop down onto the knees. Lower your forearms down onto the ground. Your fingers can be interlaced together or your palms can be flat. Forearms parallel to the long edges of your mat. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back, just like downward facing dog, only now we are on our forearms. Gaze to the back of your mat, keeping your neck nice and long. From here, look forward and start to walk your feet to the back of your mat, finding a forearm plank. Then lift your hips up, walk your feet forward. Moving through this a few times. Walk your feet back. Find forearm plank, gaze forward. Hips lift up, walk your feet forward. Gaze forward, walk your feet back. Find your forearm plank, lower the hips down, a nice long line through the crown of your head all the way back to the feet. Lift your hips up, walk your feet forward, and we'll stay here in our dolphin for just a few breaths. One more breath here. Good, lower down onto your knees and come to a seated position, cross-legged seat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands together at heart center. Twice more, inhale, reach. Exhale, lower to your heart. One more time, just like that, inhale, reach. Exhale, lower to your heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your left hand onto your right knee and your right hand out behind you. Look over your right shoulder towards the back of your space, coming into a seated twist. On your next breath in, release from your twist and come back through center, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your right hand onto your left knee, bring the left hand back behind you. Look over your left shoulder towards the back of your space. And can you sit up even taller here? Just one more breath here. Good. Inhale, come back through center, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Start to walk your hands out in front of you, finding a little forward fold here. You can walk the hands as far out in front of you as you like. Big breaths in through the nose and big breaths out through the nose. Think about sending your hips further back behind you and reaching your heart and the crown of your head farther out in front of you. Good. Start to lift your chest up, walk your hands in, bring your hands onto your knees, sit up nice and tall. We'll take a few breaths here in this seated position. One more breath here.
Thank you so much for checking out this class. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this class, please subscribe to my channel. You can also hit the thumbs up. And I always love hearing from you, so you can leave a quick comment and let me know what you thought of this class. The light in me sees and honors the light within you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.